In the beginning of the story, we are shown a morgue where a boy named Min suddenly becomes alive, but he was not able to remember anything. So he tries to take him out of the room. Then all the workers there get scared seeing him, after which Min is laid on a bed. Min's mother Rudy is also there, who is very happy to see her son alive. But then Min faints, and when he regains consciousness, he finds himself in a room at the hospital. Min does not understand anything, so he tries to run away from there, during which there are doctors and nurses in front of him who start staring at him in a creepy way and talk to him in a strange language, due to which Min gets even more scared. So he runs towards the lift, but the lift was not moving, so he goes out of a window, where due to rain his wing slips and he starts falling down. But then an unknown power she saves him and makes him stand on the building. Pisces was feeling that all this was a dream because he was walking on the building instead of falling from it. Meanwhile, a window cleaner comes there who was walking on the building like Pisces. Pisces asks him if all this is happening in reality, but the man slaps Pisces to make him realize. After which the man introduces himself as the Guardian and says that all the memories of your soul have been erased and the soul has been given the body of a boy named Pisces to live again. Hearing this, Pisces asks many questions to the Guardian, but the Guardian does not tell him anything and makes him fall on the edge of a window. After which Pisces sees that he can no longer walk on the building, and if he leaves the window, he will fall down. So Pisces quietly comes inside the window and goes to his bed. Then a nurse comes to him and gives him a needle forcefully, due to which Min gets a lot of pain and he accidentally hits his hand on a bottle. Then the water in the bottle suddenly freezes in the air. Seeing this, Min gets very surprised. Then he comes to know that she is a nurse guardian. Actually, the nurses could take any form according to their wish. Well, here the Guardian calls the body of the Guardian home state and tells that your body is not permanent. The Guardian gives him an overglass and says that if you are not able to find the reason for me inside in 100 minutes, then your soul will be removed from the milk body and you will be killed again, due to which your soul will never be able to take birth again. After this, the Guardian, while leaving from there, tells Min not to tell anyone that he is not Min. The next morning, a doctor comes for Min's checkup. Then Min reads his full name from a medicine sticker and tells the doctor, due to which the doctor feels that Min has a child. He remembers everything, so they discharge him from the hospital. After discharge, Min goes to his home with his mother, where he finds out that he has an elder brother named Ma. But surprisingly, Ma was not looking happy of returning Min. Here Rudy tells Min that for now he will have to sleep with Ma, so that you can be monitored. Apart from this, she asks him to bring new clothes for him, but till then she asks him to wear Ma's clothes. When Min hears this, he tells his mother that he will stay at a friend's place tonight, and then he leaves from there. Min asks his mother what happened to her the day when she committed suicide, but Rudy says that she does not want to talk about anything in this matter. After this, Min sees his father, who is busy on call, so he asks him to wait to meet Min, due to which Min feels very strange that his father is asking him to wait instead of welcoming him. After this, when everyone goes to sleep at night, he looks around the house and finds a family album, but his picture was not in this album, which makes his mother feel a little strange. From here, Min starts searching his old room, but the gate of his room was closed, so Min tries to see the room by peeping from under the door. But Ma sees him and asks him to sleep. Next morning, when Min opens his eyes, he sees that his brother is going out with his laptop. He picks up a bunch of keys from the living room and starts opening the gate of his room, but that gate is not opening with any key. After this, Min goes back to Min's room and takes out the key from his window and starts moving towards the window of his room, due to which he reaches his room. There was nothing in the room except a few pieces of empty furniture and a photo of Min at his funeral. In this picture, Minus gets shocked to see his death date, due to which he drops the picture on the floor, hearing the sound of which Rudy comes there. Then Minus asks his mother that what happened to all his things. But Rudy says that you had ruined your society before committing suicide. Then Rudy runs and asks Minus, why did you commit suicide? Meanwhile, Minus notices the place where his blood was lying. Then Minky mother hugs Rudy, who is crying, and tells her to never commit suicide again. The next day, when Minus gets ready to go to school, then Rudy gives him his purse. In this purse, mother finds a bridge and his mother's business card, from which she comes to know that his mother is an engineer and she often had to go out of the city for work. After this, Rudy goes to drop Minus to school and makes him understand that if someone does not take you to school, then don't be afraid. When he asks the reason for coming, I have to tell you that I was a spy. Actually, whatever happened with Min, Rudy did not tell anything in school. When Min goes to school, it is revealed that he did not have many friends, but he had only one best friend named Lee, and she had a crush on Min. Lee and Min were talking when Lee remembers that he has to go to the Stent Club meeting in which Min also participated. So both of them go to the meeting, where the leader reminds Min that he has to make a drawing to win the next competition. So Min immediately goes to work. In the meantime, he sees some girls who were wearing the same brogue that Min saw in my purse. After this, Min follows those girls and reaches their class, where he finds out that Bruce is a student of the Olympic class. Here Min thinks that he is also a student of the same class, so he makes him go to the Olympics by imitating Bruce. He goes to the class, but the teacher recognizes him as not her student, so the teacher throws him out. After coming out of the class, Pisces finds a note from his tuition partner, in which it was written that she wants to meet him in the library, so he goes to the library, where he meets a beautiful girl named Pi. Pisces knows Pepper Crutch. When Pisces sees Pi for the first time, he gets attracted towards her. Then after the class is over, Pisces uses his mother's card to buy nice clothes and also changes his hairstyle so that he can impress his lover Pi. In this way, Pisces starts spending time with Pi. Then one day, Pisces' father comes to the school, who reminds him that today he has a meeting with the school therapist. Also, he gives Min some production medicine and leaves. Here the school therapist gives a very strange reaction to Pisces. He starts asking questions, which makes Min think of leaving from there, but before he can leave, the strange therapist starts swallowing Min's father's product, and then suddenly all the medicines stop in the air, due to which Min understands that this is not the therapist but the doctor. Min came to remind him that he has to find the reason for Min's suicide as soon as possible, and also tells him that he will have only one chance to answer, and if his answer is correct, then the hourglass will be broken. After some time, there is a festival in Min's school. Min finds out Pi was crying in the classroom. Min Pi did not do her practice test, due to which she was afraid of failing. Then to improve her mood, Min says that you are great, so you should not take much tension. Here Min asks her that we are a couple, but Pi refuses. She says, "You never asked me to go out, but I asked him to come with me to the festival." After this, both of them go to the festival together and enjoy a lot, and in the end they sit together and watch the fireworks. Then Pi tells Min that, "You have changed a lot, and now you are not sad like before." Saying this, Pi holds Min's hand. Next day, when Min is at home, he hears his mother talking on the phone. He comes to know that his father has sent his wedding ring for the new products of his group. Because of this, Rudy is very angry and sad. Then Min helps his mother to cook some durians to make her happy and starts eating them. When Rudy sees Min eating durians, he is completely surprised because Min always hated durians. Here, Rudy is very happy to see Min's new look and reminds him of his childhood. She also gives some kisses, which shows that she takes care of her children even in her bad times. After some time, Pi passes his exams for which he had promised Pi, so Pi is happy and applies shampoo to Min's hair. Then she asks him to take a ride on a bridge. She also runs with him to give him company. When they complete 10 rounds, Pi gives them a gift. It was Pin's birthday today. When Pin opens the gift, Pin finds a scope in it which Pioneer made himself. Pin tells Min that she likes it a lot and they kiss. After this, the scene shifts, where Min starts drawing the picture of Pi, during which he finds some pictures, in which in one picture, Min was sitting near a locker. So Min goes to the locker and opens it and starts checking, but the locker was empty. Then Liv comes there and reminds Min that she kept her laptop in the locker. But she also wrote a note that her laptop should be given to her mother. But that day, when she went to Lemon's house, Rudy was not there, so she gave the laptop to her mother. After this, Min comes home and starts looking for his laptop in mother's bedroom, but he doesn't find the laptop, and he sees some pictures there, in which only one photo of him has his face scratched out. Apart from this, he also finds some documents from which he comes to know that mother wanted to go to Germany for studies. After this, Min checks mother's computer, in which he finds Min and her friend. A letter of his is seen, in which he comes to know that because of Ma he could not go to Germany, because he had to stay with her to take care of his family, because of which he hates Min a lot and wants him to go to Ma. In this letter, Min also wrote that he found a goodbye letter in Min's laptop, about which he did not tell his parents. Meanwhile, Min comes to know that the other laptop that Ma has is his laptop. So Min goes to Ma's college to search for it, where he finds his laptop and brings it home and starts looking at it. Then Ma comes there and closes the laptop and says that this family is happy without him. After so much trouble, he throws Min's laptop out of the window, so Min quickly goes down and sees that the laptop was flying in the air. Almighty Guardian was sitting there, who rocked the laptop in the air with his power, but he brings the laptop back to the ground soon. After this, Min brings his laptop home and starts laughing at Min. He sees that there's only one file in his laptop, which was his goodbye letter. From this letter, Min comes to know that he had mixed medicine and soda and drank it, but before doing that, he had erased his face from all his photos and burned his entire society. In this letter, it was also written that he hates his father, because he used to spend his mother's salary to live in MMC. Min always felt small, and that's why he hated his mother too. In this house, he only loved his mother, but his mother mostly stayed away from home. So in Min's life, only Min was the one whom he could love and kill. Then one day, Min goes to meet Min, where he sees that his teacher was forcing himself on P, and P also could not stop the teacher from doing this. Pi was being harassed, but Min got completely shocked. Min doesn't stop the teacher because he was shocked. But the next day, he goes to the teacher and makes her drop a 5 marker on the floor, after which he takes Pi with him to the chat and starts shouting at her that why was she doing this with her teacher. But Pi starts crying and tells that I do not like the teacher, but still I stay with him, because it is only with his help that I can go to the Olympic team. It shows that Pi does not care about anything except his future, due to which the mother feels that Pi does not care about her, so he points at the ground and tells Pi that he should kill himself. After this, we see that Min's father comes to his school because the principal had complained about Min to his father. Here, Min's father asks him that why can't you be a normal boy, but he gets angry with his father. He asks, why did you sell my mother's ring to MM Group? Saying this, Min leaves from there. After some time, Min sees his mother's business card. But he sees an address and goes to that address. He is shocked to see his mother with her new family. Rudy also sees his mother. He tries to make her understand, but he leaves for his home. After this, Min stands on a bridge. It was raining heavily. Min sees her under the bridge and thinks that he should commit suicide again. Then suddenly the rain stops and the guardian comes there. He comes to Min and asks him the reason for his suicide. Min replies that Min hated this life and whatever he did was not Min's fault, but it was his family and his father's fault because they were not trustworthy. Even after answering this, the guardian's question is raised. Our glass does not have a band, which means that the answer I have given is wrong. So the guardian reminds Min that he has only 3 days left to live with the children, after which Min returns to his house and starts breaking everything in his room. Then Lee comes there and asks Min that why haven't you made a drawing yet? But Min tells Lee that you don't need to worry about me. At the same time, he starts talking to Lee like Brahmi and tells him that I never considered you my friend and neither did I like you. Hearing this, Lee feels very big. The Min tells that Min did not come to school that day because he was going to end his life that day. Conversation secretly. During this time, he sees that his father is returning his mother's ring, after which Rudy tells her husband about her affair, due to which Min's father leaves from there without saying anything to Rudy. Now Min and his mother are alone in the house. Then Rudy apologizes to his mother and tells her that I want to live with my family. So I have broken my relationship with my second lover, but Min refuses to forgive his mother and tells her that I am not your son, but your real son has died because you are a bad mother. On this, both of them start arguing, due to which Rudy loses his attention from the road and he meets with an accident. After this, when Min regains consciousness, he finds himself in the hospital, where he immediately goes to his hospital. Min goes to see his mother, who is still unconscious. Ma is also there and tells him that their mother is very serious. He also says that their father told him what happened in the restaurant, and he wants to know why Min didn't tell him instead of committing suicide. If Min had told his brother, he would have helped him. He also tells him that he should stop thinking that no one loves him anymore because his brother is there for any situation to help. Min is sent home. At home, Min finds a durian sweet that his mother had kept for him. Min also sees a kaleidoscope that Pi had gifted him. Min feels that he is behaving like selfish people. He then completes his drawing. The next day, the announcement of the Olympic team takes place. Pi is asked to give a speech on being selected in the team. But when Pi sees Min, he feels guilty and runs away. After which, Min sees her in a class where she thinks of stabbing herself with a piece of glass. So Min apologizes to her and hugs her and explains that he was very angry that day, so he said something to her without thinking. He tells her she should not be angry with herself because it was the teacher's mistake. After listening to Min's words, Pi feels very good, so she goes to the principal to tell the truth about her teacher. Min was scared to practice his new design, so he leaves a drawing for Pi and goes from there. In this drawing, some lines were also written to support Pi. After this, Min goes to see the rehearsal of the Cardstack Club, where he meets Lee and apologizes to her and tells her that she is the only one who always thinks good about him and supports him, for which she never even praised herself. After listening to this, Lee forgives Min. She tells him that she knows he still hasn't made a drawing for the team, so she gave his old drawing to the team. When Min sees his old drawing, he gets surprised because he had given this drawing to his team. Soon, old memories start coming back to Min's mind, and he sees his past life, in which he recalls all the good times spent with his family and Pi. Thinking about this, Min suddenly falls down from the CDO, causing the hourglass kept near him to break. After this, Min suddenly reaches his room, where he sees the guardian in the mirror, who has come in the form of Min this time. Min understands that the soul in his body is not anyone else's, but his own. He also realizes that he committed suicide because he did not know how to focus on the good things in life. In the end, he understands that the reason behind his suicide was not anyone else's fault, but his own. The guardian agrees with his answer and congratulates Min for winning back his soul, telling him that this test was done only to show him the reality, that now there will be no more rebirth of his mother's story and he will live this life well. After this, the guardian disappears. As soon as he disappears, Min reaches school again, where Lee sees him and they share a kiss. Then he hugs her and goes straight from school to the hospital, where he sees that Rudy has regained consciousness. Here, Rudy tells him that she is getting divorced from his father, so he has to decide with whom he wants to live. Rudy further says that if he chooses his father, she will not blame him because she is not a good mother. Min apologizes to Rudy for his actions and swears that he will never regret being their son. From this day onwards, Min returns to his daily life. Then one day Pai sends him a message that she has won a medal. Because he had promised Pai that if she won the medal, he would go around a bridge wearing underwear and applying soap on his head. He is seen doing so at the end of the story. With this, the movie ends.